One of the most popular fighters in the UFC, the great Tracy Cortez, is going to join us. She had a big win over Viviane Araujo on Saturday, her first win in almost 2 years. Her last win was the Noche UFC card, the first one in September of 2023. She lost in July of 24 to Rose Namajunas. She had a year off, a tumultuous year, and she came back and won on Saturday against Viviane Araujo. Is she there? She is, in fact, here. The great Tracy Cortez is here. And Tiki is here, too. Wow. You know it's a big deal. Hello, Tracy. How are you?
Good.
Tiki, how are you, my guy? It's great to see you. Yes, it's good to see you. You look fantastic. Please have a seat right over there, Tracy. Thank you so much for coming in.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Appreciate you very much. Congratulations. This is our Las Vegas set. We're usually in New York.
This is awesome.
Yes, it is cool.
Yeah,
we can play a little poker in between.
I don't.
Neither do I. I just like to say that because it looks like we're in a poker studio here. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You still got the braids?
I do.
Do you usually keep them in?
I don't. I normally take them off literally the same night.
Okay.
But my girl, she got down.
She killed it with
She
the
got-
hearts on the
yeah,
side.
you
How long
know?
does that take, by the way?
She's so fast.
Like, what does that mean?
She's from LA, but she's so fast. I mean, she came in. She was at my Airbnb. I want to say like around 10, and she was done before 11.
Less than an hour?
Yeah.
To do all that?
She's so fast. She's so good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you look good and you fought good.
Thank you.
Are you happy? Because I felt maybe a little bit like you were a little bit disappointed in the immediate aftermath.
I was.
Why?
It's just not the way I wanted to win.
Okay.
I wanted to finish.
Yeah.
You know, I wanted to set a statement, but I was just listening to my coaches, my cornermen. They're like, the game plan was to be patient
Okay.
with her. Be patient because she was fast, she's explosive. So I just stuck to the game plan.
She's tough. She's a veteran.
Yeah.
Was she tougher than you thought?
No. She was. It was exactly how I thought the fight was gonna go.
Okay.
To be honest, yeah.
So then you can't be that disappointed.
Yeah. I mean, a little bit.
Okay.
A little bit. I'm my worst critic.
Yeah. But it was dominant. It
yeah.
wasn't close, really.
Thank you.
And finishes aren't always going to come. You should be happy. You had been away for quite some time.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe this. You said obviously you had never fought on an International Fight Week card. That's clear. You could look at the resume. But you never attended one as well?
Yeah.
That shocks me.
Yeah.
Why not?
I don't know.
You were never invited. You were never like a guest fighter.
I'm really low key. Like
You don't
I'm low
usually
key.
like to
I
go-
don't unless it's like Noche or a Mexico card where I could, gift like my tias, my aunts and uncles to experience what it,
Yes.
because they don't know what I do. They just know I fight.
Okay.
They don't know
All
to the
this.
level. Yeah,
Yeah.
they don't know everything that goes behind it. They're like, oh, she just fought, she won,
Do they even watch?
And they do watch.
Okay.
They do, but I don't think they could understand because they're just old style. They're like just typical. I call her my little tia, mi tia pequeña. She's like traditional, like rancho. She doesn't get the lights, the cameras.
Yeah.
To her, I'm just her baby.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like I'm not Cortez MMA
Superstar.
So, yeah.
and so you won't go if you're not there for a reason. You won't be like a guest fighter or something like that. But now that you got to be a part of it,
Yeah.
did it feel different? Did it feel special? This is one of the bigger cards of the year, and it ended up being maybe the best card of the year. Did it feel like a bigger deal?
Oh man, I can get the chills just thinking about it. Yeah, it was huge. It was such an experience. It was so crazy. I mean, compared to like a normal fight week, this was just intense. Like you could just feel the energy.
The amount of people at the weigh-ins and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I saw you saying in the post-fight press conference that you were hounding your manager, saying like, "Get me a fight, get me a fight." You were ready to go as of January or so.
Yeah.
But it all worked out.
Everything worked out great. God's plan. It was if this past Saturday, if that was when I was meant to fight, then that's when I was meant to fight.
So your last fight was in January. No, in July. You wanted to fight in January. You fought Rose.
Yeah.
Why did it take you so long to come back?
I was going through health issues.
Right. You alluded to this.
Yeah.
Are you comfortable talking about it or no?
A little bit.
Okay.
I don't want to get into too much detail.
Okay. No, I understand. You had to
Yeah.
have surgery too, right?
Yeah.
So what could you tell us about it? Because you were a little bit vague in the presser, but it sounded, you talked about your family's history with cancer, so then all of a sudden your mind goes there.
Yeah.
What were you dealing with?
They found tumors.
Wow.
Tumors like in my abdominal area.
Wow.
And three huge ones. And it was really scary.
Wow.
It was really scary. At that point, I was like, excuse my language, but I was like, fuck fighting, fuck everything else. Like my
Yeah.
health, I don't want to die.
Of course.
So that was my immediate thought. We did biopsies and, just talking about it feels so heavy.
No, I understand.
But besides my fighting, everything else, I was just really focused on my health, and my dad was with me every step of the way. He took
Okay.
time off of work. He was staying with me at my house. He was taking care of me.
That's intense stuff.
yeah.
Were you in pain? Like, how did you find it? How did you know you had this?
I was in Brazil and I started feeling weak. I started, I started getting symptoms.
Okay.
And I was in Brazil I think I was out there for like a little over a month, and I started feeling these symptoms. And me being me, I have such a high pain tolerance. I was like, no, I'm fine. I probably just ate something bad. And surely, after, I want to say, it just happened overnight. I started feeling very ill. And I was like, oh my God, I got to go back home. And I booked a flight back home and went straight to the ER.
Wow.
And yeah, got biopsies.
And when was this? Was it late last year?
No. Oh, yes. Yeah, late last year.
Okay.
Yeah, towards the end of last year.
Wow. And how were you handling it? Like mentally, emotionally?
It was hard. Even talking about it right now. It was hard. It was something that... Yeah, I was like, Dad, I'm sorry, because his heart sunk, and yeah, he took time off of work. And most importantly, my family. I think we've been through so much, and I can't help but feel like, oh my God, to apologize. Like, I'm sorry I'm putting you guys through this, and just hearing them, like, there's nothing to apologize. So that felt good.
Obviously, you said you want to be okay, you want to be healthy. Was there any doubt or fear that you might not be able to fight again because of this?
There was, and that kind of crushed me. There was a lot of things where they were telling me, like, hey, you might not do this, and you might not be able to go through this, and X, Y, and Z. Like, there was a lot.
Jeez.
There was a lot, and I kind of went through I was pretty depressed.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It was just a whirlwind of emotions. It was so heavy. Oh my goodness.
When did you turn the corner? When did you feel like you were back to 100%?
So we got the biopsies, the results, and they're like, hey, non-cancerous, but we're gonna be, stay on top of it. Immediately had surgery, got them all removed, and then I went to the gym. I want to say almost 3 weeks later.
Okay.
And started easing my way into it. And then sometime in January, I was like, you guys, like, I'm getting in shape. I'm feeling good, let's book me a fight. I just wanted to get my headspace out of that, I just went through. So I was trying to use fighting as an outlet, and my team was like, no. And then behind my team's back, I was calling Tiki. I was like, Tiki, I was like, book me a fight. And Tiki's connected with my coaches, so I said, everything played out the way it was supposed to.
So the disappointment over not getting a fight in January wasn't because the UFC didn't want to book you. It was for your own good.
Yeah.
People were looking out for you.
Yeah.
And you acknowledge now probably it was probably best to wait a little bit?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I would have been in camp, just not with the right mindset.
Right.
Everything is with my team. I have such a great support system. My mentor, Dave, I talk to him on a daily basis, and he helps. He makes sure, hey, how's your mind? How are you spiritually? How's your physical? Like, how are you physically? How are you feeling? How's your team? Are you overwhelmed? Are you frustrated? Are you stressed? What's going on? Like, he literally sets a foundation that makes sure everything runs smooth. And then my coaches are, they're the best. They're the best. I've known Santino since I was 18. Eddie Cha, he's, one of the best striking coaches in the world. And Angel, my big brother's best friend. So I have a great support system. And they really looked out for me.
Your mentor is not a coach.
No.
What would you describe him as? Like, what does he do for his living?
Dave, he is the owner of Fight Ready.
Okay.
Of the gym where.
Okay, he's the owner, but he's more of like a confidant, someone who you talk, like almost like not like a sports psychologist, but like you speak to him on a daily basis about what's going on.
He's just a wise man, and I respect him very much. The way he handles things, the way he approaches things is me, like the old version of me. I would be like, oh my God, there's this and I'm overwhelmed. He's like, hey, there's a solution to every problem. Like, stop stressing. Like, it's not a big deal. Like, he's just so, I don't know how to explain it, but he's changed my life completely. You know,
Incredible.
taking accountability of everything in my life, everything that I've gone through. He's the expectations of how I should be living, the standards of everything. Like, yeah, he's an incredible person.
And so how does your body feel after the fight?
I feel great.
No problems after
None.
going through all that?
Yeah.
You just went through a 15-minute 3-round fight?
Yeah.
No issues?
None. I feel great. I mean, the best I've ever felt.
Wow.
I was, the strongest I've ever felt. From January to now, I mean, I was lifting. I got my cardio was in top shape. I felt great.
So you've had this cadence where you're almost fighting once a year.
Yeah.
Can we get 2 in this year, maybe?
You know what? Yes, and that is a promise.
Is that the plan?
promise.
Because you're midway through, you still have 6 or so months
Absolutely.
left. Yes.
Yeah, I'm healthy, and I said it. I'm very vocal. If I can get booked, I mean, Noche, right
That's
around the
the one.
corner. Yeah, Noche, or if not September, October.
Okay.
So I'm ready.
And first win in 2 years, almost 2 years.
Yeah.
Do you feel like a weight has been lifted off your shoulders?
I don't. I'm happy I won. I'm so happy I won. Obviously, no one wants to lose, but my thing is like, okay, I won. I celebrated with friends and family. Okay, what's next?
Okay.
Like, I don't sit on that victory for.
Okay.
I mean, I just won Saturday.
Or the loss. Like,
Yeah.
meaning the loss, if you had been winning actively, it's one thing, but because you were sitting on this loss for a year and your last one was 2 years ago, I was just wondering if you felt like you needed to get back in the winner's circle to feel that feeling again.
Yeah, that loss, it kind of haunted me a little bit. It haunted me, and during the camp, I kept telling the coaches, "Well, what if this happens in the fight? Like that happened in the Rose fight,
Right.
certain scenarios." And Santino, he looked at me dead in the eyes. He goes, "Hey, that's fucking gone.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't exist no more. Like, it's gone. It's in the past. Like, you're right here, right now. Like, prepare for this, girl. You're not, Like, they just kind of shifted my perspective, and yeah.
What happened in that fight?
It was a
What went
2-week
wrong?
notice.
Yeah.
It was a 2-week notice. I wasn't prepared. I wasn't ready.
The weight cut was tough.
The weight
You
cut
had to
was
cut your hair.
extremely hard. I mean, one of the hardest weight cuts I've ever had.
Were you close to pulling out?
No,
No.
never. I was willing to do whatever it took.
Clearly.
Yeah.
You cut your hair.
Yeah.
Was that tough?
The next morning, I woke up and I was like, yeah, we made weight, and I did this, and it was just so short, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh my God, no. But I'm not emotionally attached to it. You know what I mean? I've seen my brother go through cancer, and he lost his hair. It's just so many things in life, material things, that I'm just not attached to it. So.
Did you regret taking the fight in the aftermath? Obviously, you know the result, so hindsight is 20/20. But did you feel like it was a mistake?
No. Everything happens for a reason. Everything is supposed to play out the way it's supposed to. It was a great experience. I learned a lot from it. I learned that I can do 5-minute rounds.
Right.
Without even preparing for it. My cardio was there. I learned that I can compete with one of the best. Rose, one of the best strikers, if not the best female striker in the women's division.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where I was ready to bang, and she just kept wrestling. And I was preparing for another opponent at the time, and I just wasn't wrestling. I wasn't wrestling that camp at all. I was having a lot of back issues,
Okay.
so I couldn't wrestle. So I was mostly striking in that time.
And the intense weight cut, that probably affected. Not to offer up excuses here, but like when you
Yeah.
go through something like that, it doesn't always bode well for the fight.
Yeah, it did. I did feel the weight cut. Like I felt weak in the fight.
Yeah.
And I remember walking out, and I looked at my coach. I was like, "Damn, she was strong." And normally I'm pretty built.
Yeah.
So I feel strong, and I've never felt. I can never say I felt weak in a fight, and I did feel that weight cut affect me. But no excuses. I'm not. But I did feel it.
I'm curious, with everything that you've been through over the past year, you didn't really share much of it
Yeah.
at all, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
Was there any particular reason for that? Sometimes you're active on social media. I see you on X, on Instagram, whatever, but you didn't really share any of this.
Yeah.
How come?
I used to be very, very public
Okay.
with my life, but privacy is luxury. People feel very entitled to voice how I should be living my life, and I just, yeah, I
So
I
you've
don't want to
changed.
put myself, yeah,
You've changed your approach to it.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and it was just one of those things where I just don't feel the need to share it. It's as long as my family loves me, my family sees me, they see the woman that I'm trying to become. I'm not selling myself short. I'm trying to be respectful. I'm trying to be honorable. To I'm staying true to myself.
Yeah.
And people can voice their opinions, but no one knows me.
So that leads me to the post-fight interview with Joe on Saturday.
Yeah.
You spoke in Spanish. I don't really understand Spanish. I mean, en poquito, más o menos, things like that.
Yeah.
But I had a feeling I knew what you were referring to, everything going on in America right
Yeah.
now, right? And then in the post-presser, you said something, correct me if I'm wrong, like you would be a coward if you didn't speak up.
Yeah.
Did you plan that? Or did you say, like, going into the fight, if I get the microphone, if I win, I'm going to talk about this? Or
Yeah.
was it a spur-of-the-moment thing?
It's something that it's kind of been weighing heavy on me. I was in camp and I've seen everything that's been happening, and it broke my heart. It broke my heart because I'm first generation here in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
So I talked to my dad. He said, "Hey, Dad, what do you think about this?" Him being that he's from Mexico. My mom, they came here to give us, their children, a better life. And he was like, "Look," and he gave me his opinion and his thought about it, and it was just. I told him, I said, "Dad, I can't help but, like, it breaks my heart, because if it weren't for you guys making the sacrifices that you did, I wouldn't be here right now.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be fighting in the biggest platform in the world. I wouldn't have the fans that I have. I wouldn't have had this opportunity." And I think there's a lot of lack of empathy, and I prayed on it so much because I was so scared. And I was
Scared to talk about it?
Yeah, because it's such a sensitive topic,
Yeah.
and it's just one of those things where I realized, hey, if I'm gonna, again, just staying true to myself, and if you support me, you support my culture, you support what I stand, you support what's right. Obviously, there's right and wrong ways to go about certain things, but a big, if not almost all of my fan base is Latin America, Mexicans specifically. And again, I stand by that. If I wouldn't have spoke up about it, I felt like I would have been coward-like of me. And I wanted to be a voice, not just for people around the world, but for those close to me, like my dad.
Can I ask, what did you say?
Yeah, I said that I don't think I'm qualified. I don't know if I'm qualified or educated enough to speak on such a sensitive topic, but it was weighing heavy in my heart, and a lot of athletes that are Mexicans or Latin based aren't speaking on it, and it's sad, and I hope I could be a voice. And I just pray that, God speaks through me when I do speak about it, because it is a scary topic to talk about, especially, having millions of people watching you.
Right.
And everyone has their opinion about what's right and wrong, but I hope I could be the right voice that speaks on it. I hope, yeah.
Are you happy you did it?
I am happy.
Did you feel any kind of relief or pride, or like what did you feel when you were letting that out, and especially in the aftermath?
Specifically, I was just thinking about my dad.
Okay.
I was going through this journey of MMA, of fighting in the UFC to keep my brother's legacy alive, his memory alive, living his dream. And then throughout the journey, it became my dream, and now I'm like so passionate about what I do. And I wanted to make my mom proud. And I've been very vocal about it. Me and my dad were never close up until, I want to say maybe 3-4 years now.
Okay.
Where that man's became my best friend. And now I have the honor and privilege to be like, okay, I'm a daddy's girl. And now I can make my dad proud. And like I said, I can care less what the world thinks about me. I can care less about people's opinion about me. As long they know who I am, they know how I carry myself. I'm trying to go about things in a respectful, honorable way. You know, I don't want my dad to see me sell myself short. I want my dad to see, yo.
Does he say that? Does he speak like that?
We're from the gutters, man.
Right.
But I just want them to see, like, hey, you raised a strong woman. You know, you raised a woman with a strong mindset, and I hope I can make him proud.
What did he say to you afterwards about it?
I don't want to get emotional. I saw him walking out, and he looked at me and he thanked me, and he yelled. He goes, "Viva Mexico, mija," and he thanked me.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was a beautiful feeling.
You're gonna make me emotional just thinking of that. By the way, can I ask, how did you get back together, or maybe not back together? Like, how did you get stronger together? How did you forge this relationship that you didn't have with your dad? You said 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah.
What happened? What prompted it?
Well, if I'm gonna be transparent here. I obviously went through a public breakup, and he saw what I went through. He saw what I went through, and he was there for me. Yeah, he was there.
So he was reading things, or he saw what you were dealing with. Like, he saw your look on your face, the way your body was, the way your mentality was. Was he seeing things from afar, or was he seeing things in his interactions with you?
He just saw how everything played out.
Okay.
And how people started assuming things and nasty comments, and how the world was attacking me and making false accusations. And I mean, he saw the truth. He saw everything that happened, and he was there for me. He was really there for me.
So a very tough thing led to an incredible thing happening.
Yeah.
Weird how that works.
It's insane, because someone that I didn't think.
Did you have any relationship with him at that point?
Yeah, you know, I mean, I've always even though me and him were always bumping heads.
Why?
Just from a young age, my fault. I was
You were a troublemaker.
Yeah, I was very much a troublemaker.
Okay. Like, what kind of like getting into fights, or like not going to school, or?
I was doing things like I said before. We grew up very traditional machismo household.
Okay.
You know, my family wanted me to go to school, come back home, cook, clean, and that was it.
And you were like, no thanks.
And I grew up with all brothers. So seeing my brothers, I was like, well, I want to do sports, and I never understood why I couldn't do what my brothers were doing. So I just rebelled. And looking back now, my dad, he just didn't know what to do with me, because growing up with brothers, I mean, I grew up with that mindset of like, oh, I'm one of the dudes, you know? And they were just trying to protect me. And they never could explain it to me. Like, no, mija, you're a woman, they were just trying to protect me.
Okay.
And their way of explaining things to me was like, well, why can't I do it? Was because porque dije que no, because I said no.
Right.
And I was just like, why?
Yeah.
And I just ended up rebelling. And looking back now, you know, I apologized to him. I said, Dad, you know what? You were dealing with the death of my brother. And then there I was ruining my life. He didn't know what to do. You know, he just lost his son. And then here I am sneaking out, doing drugs, getting
Was that intense?
into things. Yeah.
Wow.
And so we never looked. I was young. I was ignorant. I was grieving.
Do you think you were doing that because of what you were dealing with?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was your way of coping with it?
Yeah. Because I wasn't able to do anything else. I wasn't able to, I mean, they literally just had me go to school in the house. I couldn't go to a friend's house. I couldn't do nothing.
Why not?
Because it was just a thing. Like, I mean, I'm sure a lot of Hispanics could relate, where if, especially the daughters, oh, can I go spend the night at her friends? Well, do they have a dad? Yeah. No. I was like, what? It was just
really?
like, yeah.
Do they have a dad?
Do they have a dad? Do they have brothers? Yeah. No. I was like, okay.
Why? Because they don't want you in the house with
I'm telling you, they were just so
Wow,
protective with me.
protective.
I think
Wow.
I was their only daughter. I am their only daughter. My dad's only daughter. And they're the youngest. I'm the baby.
Yeah.
I'm the baby. So they were just so protective, and they were so scared to just let me grow up. You know, they tried to just they sheltered me so much.
Was he okay with you becoming a fighter?
Yeah.
Okay, he was okay
Yeah.
in the end.
Yeah.
How did he? So how does that work? Because he didn't want you to follow in your brother's footsteps or do athletics. Why was he okay with this in the end?
We've just grown so much. You know, we've grown so much. We've matured. We've understood. We've gotten out of our own habits, our own ways, and we've just learned. Hey, you know, like the past is the past, and we just don't need to talk about it no more. And we just from here on out, we want to have a better relationship for our future, and we do. It's really beautiful.
Does he go to your fights?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so he was there on Saturday. That was the interaction. And now you're super close.
Yeah, I talk to him every day.
Wow, that's
Every single
crazy.
day.
And no fighting.
No fighting.
No bickering, no rebelling.
I call him like, Dad, guess what happened? And he just listens.
Wow.
¿Qué pasó, mija? Yeah.
That's and what has the I don't even know if you pay attention to this, but like you speaking up, has it been what you wanted? Were you happy with the reaction to it? Are you getting a lot of support as a result? Because I know it's not easy to do that on such a big stage.
Yeah, it's 50-50.
Okay.
You know, but I'm not here. I can't please the world. I can't please everyone. I'm not perfect. I have my own opinion. I have my own thoughts, my own journey, and I'm gonna just stay true to it. But it's been 50-50. I do have a lot of support from my community.
Yeah, but I feel like you don't even pay attention to that stuff as much,
I don't.
right? For
At
the
all.
best, you can't.
Yeah.
It will mess you up.
Yeah.
Like-
Well, you know, it's because I kid you not, I went through almost 2 death experiences. You know, like
Right.
life-threatening experiences.
The one in the ATV, was it an ATV?
Oh, that's 3.
That's
yeah,
3.
I
Wow.
almost, yeah.
You forgot about one?
Yeah, I forgot about
God.
one.
Wait, what's
man?
what are the
That's how
other two?
much God has been taking care of me. Where I'm just like, oh my God, I forgot I went through that too.
What were the other 2?
It was that incident. I was at the house and my dad happened to call me. This is when we were getting really close. I'm telling you, it just happened overnight. I was at home and I was going through these. I was just going through it, and he called me, and randomly, because he never really ever called me, and he randomly called me at 9 p.m. Hey, mija. And I think he heard it in my voice. He goes, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "No, Dad, I'm not." And that's all I had to say. And ironically, I mean, he's a truck driver. He's never in Arizona. Ironically, he goes, "I'm actually 5 minutes away. I'll be right
Wow.
there." And he pulled up, and it was a near-death experience. And he picked me up at the house. And I don't know why I didn't go to the ER or the hospital. He picked me up, put me in the car, took me to the rushed me to the ER. My niece was there, my brothers were there, and healed up.
What were you dealing with?
This was 3 years ago.
Oh.
I was it was just a sensitive topic.
Okay, I
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah, it was a sensitive topic.
But then you got through it?
I got through it. And then during it, once I started, you know, I got better. I kind of went through this stage where it's like, oh my God, life is short. And I started partying hard.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I started partying hard. And then that's when I got into the that accident at the sand dunes. Almost died there again. Got back home and I was like, oh my God, what am I doing? I was like, what? I just remember sitting on my couch like, what am I doing with myself? Like, this is not normal. This is not okay, Tracy. And that's when my coaches, my team, I'm telling you, I have the best support system. Time after time, they just helped me get back on track.
So that was 2. What was the third?
The masses.
Okay.
Yeah, where I was just that scared. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to die.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah.
It's a lot to deal with over the course of like 3 or so years.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you're on a good path now?
I feel so good.
Okay.
I feel so good. I mean, God's, yeah, I'm so close, to God now. He's gave me grace because I don't look like the hell that I've been through, especially in the last 3 years. So.
And here you are winning on the biggest card of the year on the biggest stage, despite all of that.
I'm telling
Golly.
you.
How many lives do you have? It's unbelievable.
Jeez, oh my God, I'm telling you, I'm so blessed. I'm so grateful for all the fans, for the opportunity to be here, and switch and just changing that and understanding. Like, I can't please the entire world, and I'm
Yes.
not here to please the world. I'm just here to make my family proud.
Was there a
I'm here to-
time where you were trying to do that? Where you felt like you were trying to do that too much?
Yeah, there was.
Yeah.
There really was. I think there comes to where we maybe I mean, I don't want to speak for all athletes, but you do get it to the point where it kind of gets to you and you want to make everybody happy and you want to say the right things.
You want to be loved by everyone.
Yeah, and I'm just like, I'm not here to be loved by the world. I'm here to, it's about the quality of the people. And these are the people I want to be loved with. Everything else is just a little cherry on top.
You were asked about Noche and who you might want to fight, and you said you don't want to call anyone out.
Yeah.
2 days later, do you have someone in mind?
I'm just not a people
A name
tend
person.
to I'm not a mean person. I'm not a disrespectful person. I stay to myself, and this is the fight sport, so I mean it's part of the game, and people tend to twist my words, so that's why I'm very respectful. But if I do have the opportunity, I mean there's some names where it would be an honor to fight. So, I mean, I've said it time and time, like I have nothing against Alexa. I just think it would be an incredible fight.
Wow, yeah.
Two Mexicanas on a Mexican card.
Be brilliant.
I think it'll be a great fight. I would just love to see where me and her would stand as two competitors. Or give me a rematch with Rose. Let me give me the right preparation. Let me get that win. Let me prove that I do deserve it.
Someone asked you about Eileen Perez. Sorry for bringing her up. But what is going on there? I'm sorry. What's the beef there? What's the issue? I don't get it. Why is there animosity?
There's none. I'm telling you, I'm not a mean girl. She just doesn't keep my name out of her mouth. I'm like, girl.
But where did it all start?
She's just mean. She's a bully. I'm like, dude. And I'm not one to talk in front of the camera. You know what I mean? I don't trash talk. I was like, all right, I'll just catch you when I catch you.
Yeah.
And I did, and she tried to shake my hand. Oh, I respect you. And I was like, girl, you're fake. And then there's that. So
when those things happen, sometimes they try to make fights off of that, right?
Yeah.
Would you, if they call you up and say we want to?
But that's a whole different division.
Yeah.
That's
so
a whole different division.
You wouldn't be interested.
I'm not even interested in it.
Okay.
So
that is what makes it even weirder. You're not even in the same weight class, so it's not like even something could be profited off of this.
Yeah.
It can't even be built.
Yeah.
It's just
a
haters
waste of
gonna
time.
hate.
Yeah. It's waste of time and people trying to use my name for clout. So.
Yeah. That happens a lot, I feel like.
I'm all right with it.
You're okay with that?
I mean, they're haters.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you ain't doing something right, so
Right.
you got to have haters.
It's like the great Paris Hilton once said, haters make me famous.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
She's very wise.
Yeah.
What do you think, Valentina and Zhang, if they fight each other, Zhang Weili and Valentina, if that happens, I think it might be the fight at 125.
That would be as a fan, not even as like a competitor, that would be a great fight. I look forward to that.
Who do you favor?
I know Weili. She comes to fight ready. She's trained there. So has Valentina. So that's
right. So has Valentina. Did they ever train together there?
No.
Okay.
No, they haven't.
So you'll stay in the middle.
Yeah, I respect all people. I don't disrespect nobody. I don't call nobody out. I don't do things for clout. I'm just gonna see how it plays out, and then when my time comes and my opportunity comes, I'm gonna take it.
Do you think at some point it's coming? Do you feel like
absolutely? I think I'm maybe 2 fights away.
Okay, from fighting for the belt.
Yeah. So hopefully September, October.
Yes. If you just get a little activity here, you could.
I know. I'm just trusting the journey now, though.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to force things like I used to. I'm trusting it. Everything's gonna play out the way it's supposed to.
By the way, is Henriette fight ready?
Cejudo,
yeah. Is he around? Is he active these days? Is he?
Yeah, he's in there every day.
Okay,
training.
really?
Yeah, literally every day training.
Wow.
Yeah.
Does he offer help? Does he act like a coach as well?
Yeah, he does. We'll have team practice and he'll come in. He normally does his own thing, or he'll come in and just give us hey, you guys, or do this or do that, or he'll watch me spar and.
Okay.
We grew up together, so
You grew up together?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, me and the Secudos, we all grew up together.
Like when you were kids? Okay. And when he was going for the Olympics?
Yeah.
And you were being mischievous?
I was a freshman in high school.
Okay. Did you
And
go to the same high school?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Well, he moved to they moved to Colorado.
Yes.
But Angel was my brother's best friend.
Okay.
And we just all grew up together.
What was he
Angel
like in high school?
I wasn't really close with them. I was closer to their sisters.
Okay.
Yeah, Barbara, Gloria,
Right.
Christy. Yeah.
This is in Arizona.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember when you spoke about his sister.
Yeah.
A lot of heartbreak, a lot of tough things.
Yeah. She was I never had sisters. She was like my big sister.
Wow.
Yeah.
I hope we get to see him fight one more time.
Henry?
Yes.
Oh, nah, whatever.
You don't care.
I love him, but yeah.
You don't want to see him fight again. He's been there, done that.
Yeah, he's done. I mean, Olympic 2-time
Yes.
champ. It's just like at this point, it's just for fun. So
Do you have a dream fight for yourself?
I want to get that belt.
That's it.
I just want to get the belt.
What would that mean?
Putting the best in front of me, proving myself, not proving the world, proving myself.
Sure.
You
But
know
also,
what I'm
would you feel like it's like validation for everything you've been through, or some sort of, pot of gold at the end of this rainbow? Like, what would it represent to you?
Yeah, I feel like it would be just that missing piece of the puzzle.
Which
like,
puzzle?
Of my life. Okay, everything led up to this for me. So, yeah, really, really working hard towards that.
You know what's interesting about you, Tracy? I don't know if we've ever spoken in person. I feel like you're somewhat misunderstood in the fact that people kind of like, we only get to see you once a year, so you kind of come and go. But to me, it's like impossible not to root for you. You've been through so much. You've had to overcome so much. Do you feel like you're misunderstood at all? Do you feel like the fans haven't really gotten to know who you really are inside? Yeah. I know you don't necessarily care about those things anymore, but I don't see it any other way.
I don't really care much to
You don't
be
even
understood.
ponder it?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
I don't. I think if you get to know me, you get to know me. And if you don't, then, if you don't have my number to call me, you have no reason to like me or dislike me.
Right.
That's my opinion. You can't believe everything you see on the internet. You can't. I don't. Yeah.
Well, you're doing your thing. You're doing your thing. You're successful.
Thank you.
You won on the biggest card of the year. Great, hard-fought performance.
Thank you.
Dominant performance. I know you were unhappy with the lack of finish, but she's a tough person to put away. And I'm very appreciative that you came in here.
Thank you for having me.
Yes.
I've been dying. I'm like, dude, I would like to be on his podcast.
Yo, you were supposed to come on our show in September, and then you bailed.
Yeah.
You know this?
Oh, yeah, I do know this.
Yes, you left us high and dry. They said you had some sort of... I gave Tiki shit. I was like, is she going to break our hearts again here this time?
Oh, my God, I know.
He said no.
I was actually about to.
You were about to? Well, why? I was going to take it personally.
Because I wanted to go home.
Oh, no.
They're like, no, you have obligations. I was like, do I have to? And they're like, Tracy. I said, all right, I'll stay.
I
know, but I stayed.
So you were mad for having to stay?
No, I'm happy. No, I'm happy I'm here.
Okay.
But, after you win, I just wanted to be with friends and family.
I know, I get it. I was very, very appreciative.
Yeah. No, I'm appreciative. Thank you for having me.
We have this thing here. I want to show you this. I don't know if you heard about Ben Askren's situation.
Yes.
He's going through a tough time.
Yeah.
And we've had a bunch of superstars come over the last few days in our Las Vegas. We had this poker table thing.
Yeah.
Aspinall and Izzy, all these people signed it. And so we're going to auction this off and give it to Ben's family.
Wow.
So there's Izzy, there's Volkanovski, there's Tom Aspinall, Dan Hooker, Raul Rosas.
Yeah.
Rosas. So anyway, do you mind signing it for
Absolutely.
us? And we will auction it. And all the money is going to go to the Ben Askren family. He just got a double lung transplant surgery.
Yeah.
Scary stuff. He had pneumonia and he had a staph, and it went to his lungs.
Oh, I just get the chills.
Yes, it's awful.
That's
so
horrible.
if you don't mind,
prayers to him and his family.
Yeah, amen. If you don't mind, and thank you so much. It was great, and I hope you get to go home now. Do you get to go home now?
I do get to
Okay, great. There she is, the great Tracy. By the way, why on Twitter is it Tracy's Era or something? Your name?
Because I live in... Because I live in my own world. It's my era.
This is
forever.
your time.
This is
All
my
right.
time.
I appreciate you very much. Congrats. Thank you so much for coming in. You're the best. That is the great Tracy Cortez. Eric will walk you. Is Tiki still here? I've known Tiki for a very long time, since he was fighting.
Yeah.
It was good. He's upstairs. All right. Thank you so much, Tracy.
Thank you for
really,
having
really
me.
appreciate it. Thank you for coming in. Safe travels home. Yes, and congratulations. Thank you. All the best to you. There she is. And tremendous hair. Whoever did it, shout out to her. Mimi. Shout out to Mimi. Viva Mexico. There she is, the great Tracy Cortez joining us. Appreciate her very much. Thanks for watching this video. Before you go, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button for us. Also, give us a thumbs up, leave a nice comment. These things go a long way. And while you're here, do check out the rest of the channel. We've got live shows and full interviews, clips, and a whole lot more. We're doing big things here, and we appreciate your support very much.